When couples come into therapy and they claim that they don't fight at all, then I know that something is going on. On the other hand, if they fight all the time, then definitely there is an issue over there. Now, when couples have conflicts or disagreements, they typically have 4 options with them. First one is they avoid all conflicts altogether and push it all under the carpet, leaving them unresolved. Second is they do have the conflict, but the conflict keeps getting escalated and there is no resolution. The third option is one person typically gives in to the other, and the other one typically would push their agenda aggressively. Though superficially they have some kind of an agreement, but internally there is resentment which is building up. And the fourth option, which is a healthy option of dealing with the conflict in a way that works for both the parties. Now, I typically tell my clients that it's a given that conflicts and disagreements are and will be part of any relationship. Conflicts are inevitable in any close and personal relationship. It is how you deal with the conflict that actually determines whether it brings the two of you together, closer and connected, or whether it really tears you apart. I am Kala Balasubramanian, counseling psychologist and relationship therapist. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 simple steps that you can follow to deal with your conflicts in your relationship in a more healthy manner. So let's jump right in.
Step number 1, manage your emotions when you're in a conflict situation. So typically, when there is a disagreement or a escalating conflict, you feel that you're attacked and your body almost responds as though there is a real danger that you are facing at the moment. So your emotions run high and you're agitated. And in such situation, the first thing that goes out of the window is your listening. And when there is no listening, there is no possibility of understanding or empathy or progress. On the other hand, whatever that you communicate in an agitated state typically would be colored by those emotions, and which would lead to even more misunderstandings and escalation. So when you're highly frustrated or angry, etc., you might end up saying things which you don't really mean, or your body language might convey some form of aggression or disrespect, which would definitely be hurtful to your partner and your relationship. So when either of you are in an agitated state or are experiencing heightened emotions, then it is preferable that you take a time out. The intent of the timeout is to calm yourself down. And timeout also does not mean you just ignore the topic subsequently. It's that you come back after that time period is out to come back and resume the conversation in a more calm down state. Step number 2, to listen and clarify. You can disagree with each other, but first listen. Now, when your partner is talking, you're already thinking as to why this is not true, why this is incorrect, and you're already preparing your responses inside your head. Or it is possible that you already have a whole bunch of assumptions and preconceived notions about your partner, and you look at whatever they say or do through those lenses. Another contributor to misunderstandings. So if you are able to stay in the here and now and keep away the assumptions, keep away the preconceived notions, and if you attempt to listen to what your partner is saying, though you may disagree, then it becomes possible to truly understand, truly know your partner's point of view. And perhaps you may find some value in that as well. And this would allow you to empathize with each other as well. Now, empathy itself is a significant topic, and I will cover it in one of my follow-up videos. So once you are able to listen and clarify what your partner is saying, then you can state whatever is your point of view or your stance of disagreement. Step number 3, to stay on the subject. Typically, when the conflict is escalating and at some point of time you don't have anything more to say in the moment, then you bring in a new issue or you bring back something from the past which has remained unresolved and you throw it in the mix. Something perhaps which you can use to use in your favor or to blame or accuse your partner, but it doesn't help. It is important to stay on the current subject of discussion till the time you are able to close it and then really move forward. Otherwise, this issue also will never get resolved and you will go around in circles. And this current unresolved issue will get stored carefully to be dragged in another future conflict. Step number 4, respect always, no matter what. So no matter what the conflict is, how escalated the conflict becomes, it is critical that both of you maintain respect in your communication. Disrespect can show up as raising of voice or sarcasm or put downs, insults, hurtful or bad language, calling names, etc. Or it can show up in your body language like rolling your eyes or just walking away, turning away from each other, withdrawal, silent treatment, and so on and so forth. Now, respect is one of the core pillars of any relationship. And just because you're in the middle of a conflict, just because the conflict is escalating, does not give you a license to be disrespectful of each other. Step number 5, take responsibility. Sometimes at the end of the conflict, perhaps the issue at hand might be resolved and you both might have arrived at a common agreement. Having said that, it is also important to notice that whatever was said or done during the process of conflict, also could have caused a whole bunch of hurt, pain, shame, sadness, etc. So it's important to take responsibility for the hurt that was caused as you went through the process of conflict. Otherwise, these emotions will remain unresolved and it will come up in some other conflict downstream. Acknowledge what happened, acknowledge what you did, or even apologize. Understand and acknowledge the impact of your words, action, or inaction on your partner. The important question is, have you learned something from this experience? There is no point in apologizing for something and then you end up repeating it later on. So here we are. Are you able to deal with your conflicts in a healthy manner? While dealing with your conflicts, are you able to arrive at a solution which works for the both of you? Are you able to address the hurt that was caused in the process of conflict? Are you able to agree with each other without the possibility of resenting it later on? Can you arrive at a win-win solution, win-win approach which works for the both of you? So if you like our videos, do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And I will see you soon with another interesting video which you will be able to relate with.